Guys, the Fortnite Simpsons mini season just got leaked a few minutes ago. The key art, the map, and everything that's going to be coming in the battle pass, along with a bunch of other skins as well. I'm literally recording this right now as my other video for today is uploading. Like, I may upload these at the exact same time, so I do apologize for that if you got like spammed with notifications. But as you guys can see here, this is the official key art that just got randomly leaked out of nowhere. I absolutely was not expecting to see this today. As you guys know, we're about 9 to 10 days away until this season does actually come out. And even though we do not know everything yet, this gives us a good idea of what we should expect in this season. So we're going to rapid fire break down this key art. I don't want this video to be too long, but I do have a few things I'd like to say about this in terms of how I think the season is going to go in my initial reactions to seeing this key art. So first off, the two main characters we see here in terms of skins are of course Homer and Marge. There are so many different skins and so much stuff to break down in this, so I do apologize if I missed something. But as you can see there, I assume these two will most likely be in the battle pass. It'd be very, very weird if they are not, but we will just have to wait and see. Now over to the left, we see a Peely Simpsons remix. Now, come on guys, it wouldn't be a Fortnite season or a Fortnite collab without there being a Peely as well as a fish stick remix. We're gonna have yet another fish stick remix with this like Simpsons remix right here. Looks kind of weird. He has 3 eyes, kind of creepy, but there is, you know, it has the Simpsons vibe overall. But before we go any further talking about the skins, I want to talk about the graphics overall, because there was a lot of kind of discourse about how exactly the cell shading would look or how it was going to work inside of Fortnite. And it looks like they're just going with the base cell shading that they've used with other skins. Now, I'm not really sure how good this is going to look in game. Of course, we don't have a trailer. We don't have, you know, gameplay or anything like that. We're only going based off of this image right here. Guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't really love it. Like, I thought that it would look a little bit different. I thought they would do something more like, you know, cartoony, more unique. You know what I mean? Like something that really envelops you in the graphics, but it kind of looks like they're just going to do what they did before. Of course, not complaining whatsoever. I do actually think this looks pretty cool for the most part, but we will just have to wait and see. One thing that is really weird is let's look at these guns right here. So it looks like we're going to be getting the Scar back, and we're also going to be getting the Thunder shotgun right here. And this is something that's a bit concerning as well. And I know this is going to sound nitpicky, but it's a bit concerning in terms of the like time and quality that's going to go into this update and this season. And that is that these weapons aren't cell shaded, which I think is actually really weird. If they're going to go all out, they need to make sure everything is cell shaded. And based off of this, the Thunder shotgun and the Scar do not look cell shaded. They don't look cartoony. They don't look like kind of plasticky like I was thinking they would do. So that's a little bit weird. But let's get back into the characters we see here. Over here on the left, we see Mo. Of course, he's at his little tavern, his bar here. Kind of surprised that they put that in there, but for some reason it's on fire. And noticing there's a donut on top of his thing. There's donuts rifting in, falling from the sky. You see one in the top left, the top right, and of course on top of Mo's, and even over here at the gas station, which is at Bird E-Mart. So there is going to be some stuff mixed in with, you know, Simpsons and, you know, Fortnite stuff. There's a donut on top of this too. So I'm wondering, and this would be really weird, is if they actually had, you know, like meteor style donuts falling from the ground, like how we had when the meteor event was about to happen. There's just donuts falling all over the map. And this one over here, like at most, it set it on fire. So like, are these going to have different effects? Will we be able to eat them? Things like that. I think that could be a very interesting gameplay mechanic. But over here, we also have Ned Flanders in the sky, which that's pretty cool, I guess. He has this kind of like, that looks like bread to me, I guess, or maybe like a mustache glider or something like that. Of course, like I said, Homer Simpson, but we also have their kids. We see Lisa Simpson as well as Bart over here. Very glad that we're getting some type of skin with them. Unfortunately, it does look like they're going to be in mechs. I know a lot of people aren't very big fans of that, but you know, you got to do what you got to do. And of course, they have to have Bart as a skin, man. They have to. But Lisa is over here playing her saxophone. So hopefully that is some type of gameplay mechanic as well. We also see Bart riding a skateboard. You can barely see it behind the Fortnite logo. So maybe that will be a new like kind of movement thing. I think that would be a lot of fun to have skateboards. Maybe they'll kind of work a lot like the hoverboards. And then over here, we see these two characters inside of this car. So it looks like we're going to be getting brand new cars. I don't know if this is a car skin or if it's, you know, a car that you'll have to buy in the item shop, but we do right here see Scratchy, which is a cat in the show inside of it. So that's going to be another skin there. We also see Krusty the Clown over here. I really like Krusty, so I will probably pick up that skin if he's not in the battle pass. Again, you guys, some of these skins may not be in the battle pass, which I think kind of sucks. I feel like they should keep the kind of remix stuff outside of the battle pass, but knowing Fortnite, they'll probably have Peely and or Fish Stick inside of the pass, which will kind of suck. Hopefully Krusty is in the pass. I think that would be pretty cool. But we also have the Durr Burger in the background. So this is going to be a mix between like Springfield and Fortnite stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Kang and Kodos are going to be up here at the top, which is going to supposedly be a free glider for all of us. And then we also have the battle bus. Now, two things that I want us to look at in particular as well, as we do see, and I talked about Lisa having her saxophone over here. Hopefully that is some type of like movement item, or it's some type, you know, something maybe like the sound wave or the bass boost gauntlets. Sorry. I think that would be pretty cool. Something like that, just something to do with sound. But we also see Marge right here carrying a sweeper. That will probably be just a regular, like, you know, melee weapon, something like the swords that we've seen before. Maybe something, it might work a lot like the bat. I know she's holding it differently, but it could kind of work the same sort of way. So that will be interesting. What I really hope that they do, you guys, is they don't just give us like all types of, you know, like the same sort of stuff, like reskinned stuff that we've seen in Fortnite before, because this Simpsons season gives them one of the most, like the best opportunities to make new, unique things that we have never seen in Fortnite before. And I really hope they go that direction. But one of the things that definitely could be brand new is this little hammer, as well as this remote that Homer is holding. No idea what this will do. Maybe you'll be able to build some type of turret or something like that. No clue whatsoever. I don't watch The Simpsons, so this may be connected with their lore, or, you know, a kind of like connection to the show or something like that. I have no idea. But something that I do want you to pay attention to is that it looks like there's a bit of a 0-point shard on this remote. Now, we've talked a lot in my videos recently about how I really want them to connect The Simpsons to the storyline, or in the event in some way. I want there to be a connection to the main original Fortnite storyline when it comes to The Simpsons. And I think this may be their way of doing it. You know, maybe Homer and The Simpsons are going into Fortnite by using this remote that has a shard of the 0-point on it. Like maybe he finds it or something, or he makes it somehow. Maybe that's what the hammer is for. He's able to make stuff that allows you to transcend reality. Turning Homer into like a demigod would actually be pretty crazy. He's able to literally transcend reality. That is canon. That would be pretty sick, but I think that's how they're actually going to connect it to the storyline, which is a good thing to see. So that was very rapid fire. I apologize for talking very fast. I'm trying to get this out as quickly as I can for you guys, but we also have some more leaks. Now, that is not it, surprisingly. We actually got the map leaked. Now, we don't exactly have, you know, the names of this or what it's going to look like, but this right here is what the map is going to look like. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, I'm a bit disappointed. When we were looking at those pictures of Springfield, I was hoping this would be our first map where it's just a complete town, just a giant city. I think that would be so much fun. Fortnite has to do that at some point, where it's just a giant city. It looks like we're going to be getting the town hall in the middle. That's what it looks like there. Mr. Burns Manor will be the east side of the island next season. You see that over to the right there. That will be interesting. Of course, the power plant where Homer works and everything. I actually am not able to pinpoint where their house is. It's probably over on the left or something like that. But that will be interesting to see as well. But another thing you probably notice is that this map is very, very small. And that was something that we had leaked in the beginning, was that this map was going to be reload sized, but inside of BR. That's going to be very interesting to play with 100 people on this super duper small map. So I'm interested to see how that will go. Maybe there will be some type of different mechanic or something like that. It looks very, very open. Like there's a lot of dead space right here in the middle, across from the town hall, across from the little like river there, or stream or whatever that is. That will be very interesting to see how this plays out. But guys, overall, I'm excited. I'm not completely blown away. I'm a little bit leaning on the disappointed side with the map, but in terms of this, I think it could be a lot of fun. You know, it's silly, it's goofy. Honestly, it looks just kind of like bad overall, but you know, to an extent, that's kind of like, you know, what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's kind of supposed to be silly. It's supposed to be goofy. I still urge you guys to give it a chance. At least play it, because if they have some cool stuff, you don't want to miss out on this. And at the end of the day, it's only going to be a month. But guys, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. What are you most excited for? What are you worried about? Let me know. Drop a like on today's video. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Also, I just uploaded a normal video that wasn't just rapid fire covering some news earlier, so make sure you go watch that. Subscribe to the channel for more. I upload videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.